What's up, everybody? I want to welcome you all to another edition of Think About It, Black People.
Black people.
Yes. We got a lot to catch up on, and we got a really serious topic we want to talk about today. I'm Lamar Anderson. Definitely want to introduce my team, and we're going to get into this very, very serious topic. I miss my people. We're going to try to make sure we're continuing this on a regular basis, keeping you all posted about what's going on. Please make sure, before I introduce my team, that you subscribe to our page and you share and like everything that we post, because then you'll get the notifications of when we're posting some other stuff, all right? So let me go ahead and introduce my team. First up, let me get to the queens. All right, go ahead, E.
Hey, I'm Erica. I'm just excited. We've been away for a little bit, but we're glad to be back. There are some real topics, so we're just trying to come together and just think about it, be about it, change it if we can.
Thank you. All right, let me go to my other queen who repping. We repping today. Go ahead, Shelby. Shelly Fresh.
Yes. So Michelle, aka Shelly Fresh, in the house today, and I had to put this on. This was a gift from someone, and if you're going to be watching, you know who you are. So I'm glad to be in the house with my peeps, and ain't nothing but love for them. Ain't nothing but love for all our people. You understand what I'm saying?
You know, nosy inquiring minds want to know, so I'm hitting you up as soon as we get off this show.
All right, we can do that.
Get out of her business.
They know who they are, though. They know who they are.
You damn me, I'm getting all my business.
Look, E, I took the tag off of it today. It's been hanging in the closet for about a year and a half, and I had to hit up my crew because I knew somebody was going to represent. I was in the shop for 20 years, so I don't know nothing about stats or anything, but you can fake it. You can fake it.
We good. All right, let me hit up my boy Rut. Go ahead, introduce yourself, Rut.
What's happening, people? What's going on?
What's up, bro?
Second season, y'all. Let's get it cracking.
Man, we are definitely going to get it cracking this second season. Just like my man Rut said, we got a lot of amazing topics we want to talk about, and some very special guests we're going to have pull up and talk to you all. A lot of different content. If you got some content you want us to get out there, by all means, hit us up. Let us know what that looks like as well, because we definitely want to get that information out there to you all as well. Some of the episodes I know we're going to be talking to everything from voting to violence and all of that stuff. So let's get to this topic that I wanted to talk about today, if you all don't mind. The topic I wanted to talk about today was about all the different violence that is happening. And the reason the topic came up for me is because I'm an alum of Western Illinois University. And for those people who don't know, there's been several different stories that have been going on news outlets. And this one hit near and dear to me, mainly because being an alum, we're sending our young people off to colleges and universities to become educated, believe that, they're our future and all of the above. Well, the incident that happened at Western Illinois University, 2 freshman students, they were roommates, had an altercation. I don't know what the altercation, what was about. But in order to handle the altercation, one of the other roommates actually put a gun out on his roommate and shot him. I have heard that the gentleman that was shot, he is recovering, and the gentleman who did the shooting turned himself in. The reason I wanted to bring this topic up is because I'm trying to figure out, when do we get to the point where we don't know how to deal with conflict? Where conflict actually arises and we have to deal with it as violently as it's been happening as of lately. Because I've even seen several other things that aren't as violent as that, but they're simple conflicts, even from everything from mask wearing to some people not wanting to put political signs in their yard because they're going to be vandalized. So when did we get to this point, y'all, where that we just can't deal with very simple conflicts? Because, all of us on this platform, we don't agree with everything that each other has to say. But where do we get to this point that we don't deal with conflicts this way, man? Somebody help me out.
Well, I feel like when you start thinking about when we grew up, you know, you just knuckled up if you had a beef and you just took the butt whooping and you went home, right? Done. It wasn't about us getting to the point where we're killing each other or pulling out weapons. But I think it's just what's glamorized now. If you think about social media, every time you turn on Hip Hop Nations and some of those different, I don't even watch it anymore because it's always a fight. Every time I get people sending me stuff in my messenger, I just delete it. I do not want to see people fighting all the time. And we glamorize it. People glamorize it. And because people watch it, that's what's getting likes. We put out videos like this where we're talking about something positive and changing the community. You put a post on Facebook and it's something positive and uplifting, you get 5 likes. But you put out something negative, it gets 450 likes. So we really need to start asking ourselves, what is on the news and what is popular, you know, because it's not just violence, it's everything. When did it become popular to be, you know, a stripper as a goal in life? And you know, now that they're video vixens and you get to see the less than 1% who made it, now girls are thinking that that's what they want to be when they grow up. We've got to stop glamorizing negativity. That's
Thank you for your opinion on that. Go ahead, Shell.
Yeah. What comes to me is the scripture speaks about a loveless generation, a stiff-necked generation, and we are finding that that's what we're living in. It also says that is positive will be looked upon as bad, and that is bad will be looked upon as positive. So again, that's what we see taking place today. We as a Black community, I don't recall growing up with Black, African American, people of color. I don't recall growing up seeing or hearing about Black people just shooting each other. How did the guns get into the Black community? You don't hear people of color really protesting in regards to being able to even keep a handgun or anything. So how did it snake its way in to our community? And I think that's what really needs to be addressed. We got the laws and the Constitution and all that, but
I had to come back at you though, Michelle, because that's what we glamorized. You know, when we first had movies coming out, it was Boys in the Hood, it was Society, and Malcolm X said, when Kennedy got killed, he said it was the chickens coming home to roost. Everyone went crazy because they thought that he was saying that Kennedy deserved to die. No, what he was saying is when you ignore the white on Black violence, then it'll come to the white on white violence. And we see that all the time. The only difference is the media glamorizes it.
Of course.
So you know there's more whites altercations, and we kind of have talked about this before. It's not Black on Black violence. You have violence with the people that you are around. A lot of times a beef is just a beef. And so there's probably a ton more white on white violence, but that doesn't hit the news because we need to hit the news to keep the stereotypes and to keep the systematic racism going. So they're going to emphasize our murders when there's just as many murders in the other communities. We just have to be aware and conscious, and we have to start pushing back on media and saying, tell everyone's story then.
If I could just say real quick, and Sean, you can jump in. If I could just say, we have to get to the root of the problems. And again, I'm gonna go back to the very beginning with the whole Columbus discovered America. I'm sorry, because that's what we were taught. But then it's untaught. Now it's like, oh no, Columbus didn't discover America, but he just put his foot on a land that was already inhabited. And then it was taken by brutality. The land was taken by brutality of the Native Americans. I've met and worked with Native Americans for years, you know what I'm saying? And they broke it down to me in regards to how this thing took place and how they feel about it. So then we were brought over here, we being people of color from Africa, it ain't no secret. And so at the end of the day, everything has been brutal from the very beginning, and the conception of America.
Yeah. Right,
well, most of the stuff we have to look at it like this. Everything that's glorified on television is for the young. and it's mostly drama, negativity, and things that don't really uplift or bring positivity to the young generation. So you got your love and hip hop. You got people, well, I ain't gonna say people, women calling other women the B word, and always fighting over stupid things just to what they call clout chasing now. And then you have guys beefing over social media, and we call that internet being internet gangsterified. And but when you see somebody face to face at that particular time, when you run across them at Walmart, how do they handle that conflict?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, you know, one person already ready to knuckle up. The other person, he don't know how to fight because he's too quick with the mouth. You know what I'm saying? And he's quick to run. And then when that person that runs is the one that runs for a gun because that's the only thing that can protect him, because he doesn't never had nobody to show him how to deal with conflict.
And then you get to prison and there are no guns. And so now life is just.
Oh, it's more than good.
Oh, but the point is, if you the person who runs to a gun, when you get to prison, you're gonna have to knuckle up and deal with it in a different way.
You're gonna run to a gun, all right.
No, you're gonna run into a shank, or you're gonna run into a tie around your neck, or you're gonna get beat up with a bunch of soap or whatever it is that they got there for you.
And that's why I'm glad that we kind of brought this topic up, because the story, when I heard about the story that happened at Western Illinois University, two different things came to my mind. Right now, 2 lives have been changed forever. Both of those young men's lives have been changed forever because of one incident. The young man who's been shot, he's definitely going to need some type of therapy. He's definitely going to need some type of counseling. I'm hoping that he's going to be able to not just physically recover from this, but emotionally and mentally recover from this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot more, it's a lot deeper than a lot of people are thinking. And unfortunately, the young man who did the shooting, he doesn't take into consideration, now that he's had the opportunity of turning himself in, he's gone. You understand what I'm saying?
The repercussions.
And up there, everyone in his family is like, where did it come from? He's a godly kid. But you know what? That goes back to what we were talking about. If I don't go in and check if my kids are watching, I think my kids are doing the right things. Kids sneak, That's why we as parents, we can't let TV raise our kids. Think about when we were growing up. We had Leave It to Beaver. We had the Cosby Show. We had a lot of positive things, and it was censored if there was violence. If they were cussing, sex, all of that was censored, and the numbers on children out of wedlock was lower, the violence was lower. Now it's like get as gangster as you can, and then you got a president who's standing in the office and he's got people on his cabinet telling his voters to take up arms. Come on, man.
But I think you hit on something real quick, though. I'm sorry. I'm going to let both y'all jump in. But I think she hit on something really quick earlier when she said, this is a very positive program that we're putting out. I thank every one of my friends for stepping up to this platform, putting this information out there to feed these people. It is crazy to me that when Erica made the statement, and it was so factual, that a program like this that is trying to pour into the community in terms of positivity won't get the likes and the attention that the negativity gets. So I'm just happy to see that we're at least willing to stand on what we believe and still consistently put out this type of content. And I'm also happy the fact that I am seeing a shift in some of the programming in terms of Hollywood, in terms of Black actors and Black directors and, you know, studios putting out positive messages. So I am seeing some of those shifts. So I'm happy that some of those things are happening, but more of it has to happen and it has to outweigh the negative.
So 1 minute to just again, Chadwick Boseman. I mean, I know growing up, I never saw a superhero who looked like me. The pride I felt when I watched Black Panther, and not just him, Black women warriors, because we were warriors. We war for our community right now. And just for him to pass, I mean, I cried real tears. I cried for Princess Diana too because of all the positives she did, but from a different perspective, from just what she went through. But for him, I cried tears because he was our hero. And he fought so hard in his short life to do all these positive movies around Black history.
And I just wanted to say, and I'm gonna let Cheryl jump in. That's why I want to make sure I give you all your flowers now. I want you to understand that I really appreciate the love and support that you all are trying to pour into our communities, and hopefully extends beyond our communities because of this platform. So I want to make sure I'm giving you your flowers now, because this is a bold step to take in terms of the topics and things that we're talking about. So go ahead, Cheryl.
Right.
Now let's jump in.
Right. Real quick, I just wanted to say, you're sitting there looking like the rabbit off of Space Jam anyway. You know what I'm saying? What's her name again? I mean, we love her. You know what I mean? We love her first and foremost.
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah. First and foremost. And second of all, one thing that you missed, and this is your topic. This is your fave here. Finances. When you're going out shooting people and fighting folks and folks busting their head wide open, and then they got closed head injuries, which makes you just loony, supposedly. You know what I mean? What about the finances for your health and to try to if you need surgery or rehabilitation in any kind of way? People going out and just shooting people and being violent, but at the same time, no finances in regards to your health is even considered.
You get 30 years in prison and you come out and you didn't have any Social Security or retirement built up, so now you're going to die poor and you never even got a chance to make money. And let's not talk about systematic racism, because the prison system will have companies paying them $17, $18 an hour while they're paying the prisoner $1 an hour. So that's legalized slavery.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's a whole nother.
And that's the taxpayer that's paying to keep folks in prison, but yet prisons are a business. It's a business. You got to have people in prison in order to keep it running.
We can talk about being in the business too.
You lost it.
I know. Come on, bro.
I was gonna say there's another. I don't know if you guys seen the show, but there's another Black superhero that's out that's dope. That's Black Lightning, and they do the same thing. He does the same thing as far as school education. That's a positive show. Yeah. And I don't know, a lot of people aren't up on it, but that's a dope show as well.
Luke Cage, See, let me help y'all with the whole.
I haven't seen either.
Let me help y'all with the whole T'Challa, Black Panther thing. I've been a comic book head since grade school. Like, this is a character I was waiting for. Like, this wasn't something I actually knew how to pronounce the name, and I knew the whole backstory and all of this stuff before Marvel did it. So when Marvel actually said that they were going to do this story, and that's why I'm saying I'm glad we're at this topic, is that I honestly believe that these type of positive platforms have to come out and be put to the light more than all the negativity. I hope each and every person who views this episode is not just going to just view this episode. They're going to like it, and they're going to share it, and they're going to tell other people about, what's going on in terms of this movement here.
And take it one step further. Stop liking the videos about fighting. Stop sharing.
Exactly.
I don't even watch it.
The platform. Yep. Every time we give them the platform, when it comes into your inbox, delete it. If you see it on Facebook, keep scrolling. If you see it on all of these shows, stop watching it. If we stop giving it power, they stop putting it out there.
And it's so unusual to me, man, because it's unusual to me, man, because like when we were growing up and we see somebody fighting and some violence kicked off, we didn't run to it. Like, we was not running to the fight to see what was going on. We was running away from the fight. Like,
and my mama was jumping in it and breaking it up.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a code of I'm sorry, guys. It's a code of ethics in the hood now. So you're not even supposed to like say anything or provide any detailed information in regards to if you saw someone shooting or beating up their spouse. I have been on the streets of Chicago and see folks driving, you in rush hour, it's 5, and I like almost run into folks like, stop hitting her. Why are you hitting her in the car in rush hour and you're beating on your woman in the car? Like, who does that?
And let me help you with that, because that brings it to this other part of the topic that everyone is so scared to talk about. And it's to stop snitching. See, let me help you with that.
Let's see.
See, hold on. I'm gonna let you jump in. See, snitching only refers to if I'm out there in the game and I'm doing dirt, and somebody else who I'm in the game with get caught up or whatever. I gotta eat what I eat. If I was the dumb enough to get caught, and they did not get caught, I don't get to say, well, since you caught me, but you didn't catch Rut, Rut doing X, Y. No. We in the game doing dirt. I gotta eat what happens to me. That's where that happens at. Now, other people who are not a part of that system in the game and none of that stuff, it ain't snitching. What is y'all talking about?
And that's how they stop our communities. That's how they stopped the violence way back in the 50s. The black women and men, they said, no, we're going to put a stop to it. We're going to tell, and we're going to go out and we're going to fight for our community.
Exactly.
But
we hold each other accountable. Go ahead, Rep.
You got to look at it like this. Everybody say stop snitching. But you have to look at how many camera phones are pulled out when there's a fight or a shot going on, and then they post it on Facebook. You dry snitching.
Exactly. And that's the part that killed me the most. Now listen to me. I'm gonna just tell y'all out there with all these Facebook, with these phones, recording all of this stuff. You're an accessory. Just want to let you know, just in case you're wondering, if you're a part of the crime that happened, you are an accessory. Now let me help you with the other part. You're getting some really great footage, right? And with this really great footage, and since you want to be the person behind the camera, go get a job doing that. There's actually careers that pay people to go videotape and, be behind cameras. Just want to let you know that exists. I know I'm being sarcastic, but it's the truth.
It's the truth. And speaking of that, speaking of footage, I just ran across a video that I shared. It's George Floyd before he actually got out of the car. The man was trying to prevent, to no avail, what we saw took place. You know what I'm saying? And for that man, before he was ever even taken out of the car to, what did I do? What did I do?
He was targeted.
It just went way too far. So I want to say this video.
What about the video I sent you where it was just the opposite? And in the defense, they were probably good police officers who would have treated a black man the same way, because when you give a white man 45 times to tell him to get out of the car, and then before you tase him or mace him, then he gets out the car and shoots the police in the face. Did you guys see that before I sent it to you?
I never seen it.
Black man, with all the hatred that they're pushing in the world today, had it been a black man who shot the police, that would have been plastered all over the news. But it doesn't perpetuate hatred if it was a white man who shot the police.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we can go back to the one that shot up the one with the orange hair. I don't have his name down, but he shot up a movie theater. Then they go to his crib, and he's got all type of artillery at the crib, and he gets to get a sandwich and go and be driven to jail.
And that's where it goes to it. If they can get them in armed and they're not black, we can get them in unarmed if they are black. It's just, we have to get people to acknowledge that it is racism. And it doesn't mean that you're a racist. It doesn't mean that every police is racist. It just means that it does still exist, and we need to kill it at the root, just like we would all be talking about it if it was black on white. If I saw a black cop shoot a white man or stand on his neck, I'd want him in jail too.
Exactly.
But we also have to address one other thing. And I'm glad that this is happening as of lately. We as older people, because we have gone through something, we have to go back to our communities, talking to these young people and pouring back into them. Because I guarantee you, the uniform of getting dressed, if I have my shirt on, I have my pants on, do I have my gun, doesn't happen if you're having those other conversations of self-esteem, of the value of life and all of that stuff with young people. So I think that we definitely have to start having a willingness to go back and talk to these young people about other ways of solving their problems. Go ahead,
and
Red.
what Sean said last week, or on one of them, he said, parents, we got to start holding parents accountable. You know, I'm not totally against, like, if my son is acting a fool and I'm not doing anything about it, then that's a whole different scenario. But come on, when you got parents who are in gangs, or they hang around with people who are in gangs, and then you traumatized and you crying when your child gets shot, you helped with that. You are as guilty as the person who shot him, because you could have walked away. You could have dated someone different. The little kid who got shot and the mom is with the dude, they know who shot him, but you're not going to snitch for your man and they shot your child. I'll be snitching like a mug. Ain't no street code when you kill my baby. The devil is a lie.
Go ahead, Rhett. I hope you didn't forget.
Going back to the cop situation, you got to look at, I think most of the cops that are in uniform, they've been bullied when they were in high school. You know what I'm saying? They were probably one of the nerdy kids and finally got a job. Well, when I give me a badge, I'm this and this.
I don't agree, Greg. I think what it is that blue code of honor, where when good police officers speak up, they were getting fired. And that's, and if you're a person and you're having to provide for your family, or you get put in a scenario where there's with a corrupt cop like in Training Day, and there's 3 or 4 people who are going to lie against you, you get forced into a scenario you don't want to be in. They'll kill you and get away with it because they're police officers. So I think that some police officers do try to take a stand, but when they take a stand, it comes back to bite them. Now you just are a racist and you need your pension taken. You need to be fired and you need to go to jail.
Okay, but being a police officer is just the lowest form of going into the military. You know, stage of military, because you're still getting training. You're getting trained jujitsu, all that UAW fighting, all that stuff. You're getting trained. So if you're already a person that got bullied, or a person that doesn't know how to protect himself as a person, and you don't want to go to the military, you're gonna become a police officer of some sort, to where you can protect yourself or you have somebody in the police department saying, well, we'll protect.
You're talking about the insecure ones, because you do know we all on here agree that there's good police.
Exactly.
I have a cousin in the police department, so I'm just giving you what I.
Yeah. So we don't want y'all to take it. We talking about the ones they need to fire.
Well, that's what
and listen. I'm going to be one of the first to tell you that any of those people who they quote unquote need to fire, like, make that happen. Like, we still shouldn't be this far into Breonna Taylor, and that's it. She's just one person. Let me clear that up. One of many people that have had an issue or incident happen, but we shouldn't be this far into her death.
Don't forget,
and those people have. And those officers have not, they've just only been fired. They haven't been arrested and or prosecuted.
Every time we bring up Breonna Taylor, bring up her boyfriend that they're railroading, who thought he was being burglarized. He's still in jail. She's dead, and we need to fight for her justice, but he needs justice too. We need to remember him.
Not also her. We need to also remember all the people that was shot in Chicago. We still have.
That's why I said it that way.
We need a whole nother episode because we already out of time.
That's what and real quick. So with that being said, I just wanted to say, what is the resolution to all that is taking place and continue? Remember, it's been going on for over 400 years. So at the end of the day, what is some of the resolutions? I believe that we as a people, all people, but definitely people of color, need to go within, mind, body, soul, and spirit, and become balanced with who you are first and foremost. Get rid of all the, allow the layers of the onion to be peeled away. Getting rid of all the hurts and pains and baggage that we carry all of our lives. There's no point in holding on to you. It's obvious. It's 2020.
If you need it.
Exactly. Yes. Start talking about it. Start talking about it. Don't just think about it and let it overtake you, but start talking about it and revealing some of this hurt and pain, because then you can grow.
And look up conflict resolutions for real, because that's one of the major issues that I think it is. Even though I totally didn't agree with the dozens, how we used to snap on each other when we was coming up with it. I was good, but I got
one for you.
I think it gave me some pretty thick skin. I was good at it. You understand what I'm saying? I think it gave me some pretty thick skin, but right now, Yeah.
Whole
Yeah,
nother
so-
topic.
Whole
You gotta
nother topic,
talk,
yo.
It is
They gonna hang up on us in a second because we've been talking so
Okay,
good.
okay. So yeah,
And just real quick, the vibration of love, higher vibration. The Bible says that God is love. Okay.
Yeah.
So people want to paint God as somebody that's trying to get back at you. God is God. He allows you to have the very breath that you breathe. So
Yeah.
God is love. And if
Yeah.
we started focusing on what true unconditional love is and raise the vibration, higher vibration and energy versus living like in a low vibration, there might be some change upon the land. If we continue, and we're going to continue doing what it is that we're doing by promoting positivity, the light overshadows the darkness.
It will.
Period.
I agree.
Period.
Hey, that's a great place
Think
to end.
about that, Black people.
That's a great place to end. That's a great place
Yes.
to end. Want to make sure you all continue to tune into all the different episodes that we're going to have coming up. Like I said, a lot of different topics. If you would love for us to get some of those topics out there for you, by all means, let us know. Go ahead and give them our social media, Erica.
Think About It Black People on Facebook. All you got to do is look up Think About It Black People. It's the same Think About It Black People at yahoo.com if you want to send us any information or have any topics you would like to see. We're on Instagram at Think About It Black People. Wouldn't that be correct? And Twitter. We are on Twitter too,
And
Michelle?
YouTube.
I do
And
believe
YouTube.
so. I thought one of y'all hooked that up. And
Right.
just remember,
Subscribe to
when you go on YouTube, you got to go into the right-hand corner and click on channel. Click on channel, and then we'll pop up.
Subscribe. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate this. We'll see you on another episode of Think About It, Black People.
Black
We out.
people.
Black people.
Love my people. Go ahead and give me that
Stop
music,
the
man.
violence. Stand up.